Today I'll be talking about telecommuting. Telecommuting, remote work or telework, is a work arrangement in which employees do not commute to a central place of work. A person who telecommutes is known as a telecommuter or a teleworker, and sometimes as home sourced or work at home employee. Many telecommuters work from home, while others, sometimes called nomad workers, use mobile telecommunications technology to work from coffee shops and other locations. I would like to share some insights from an article called in the strategybusiness.com. It is said that telecommuting has become more common internationally, and researchers have identified several benefits from telecommuting. It boosts employees' performance and satisfaction and reduces turnover and office costs. One of the downsides, however, is the challenge faced by supervisors in handling a workforce that consists of both remote and on-site employees. Tensions can build up when employees don't have personal interactions with their colleagues regarding the workloads and other work-related matters. Some who must work in the office will feel resentment toward those who can work from home. According to this study, which builds on the researchers' previous work on telecommuting, the solution is to treat the two groups similarly as possible. The researchers conducted 45-minute interviews with 90 sets of managers and workers at two Fortune 500 firms. They also conducted a thorough review of telecommuting policies at other leading corporations. The researchers argue that organizations should strive to create a culture of inclusiveness, which means understanding 5 key factors that shape firms' stance on telecommuting. First factor is gatekeeping. The second factor is monitoring telecommuters. The third factor is social integration. The fourth element is managing the work-life boundary. And finally, to maintain work group. The first factor, gatekeeping, is about deciding who gets to work outside the office and why. Some companies like Cisco and Hewlett-Packard parcel out telecommuting assignments on a case-by-case basis. The researchers report a better approach they maintain is to make sure that both teleworkers and office employees have a say in establishing the gatekeeping rules, ensuring more transparency in the decision-making process. A telecommuting assignment shouldn't be permanent either, they say, but subject to periodic review. The second factor is monitoring telecommuters to make sure they are working, but it should be done in a manner that isn't burdensome. The study showed that the most successful supervisors monitored the workflows of their telecommuters and non-telecommuters in the same way. At the travelers companies, for example, the output of all employees is reviewed, and each employee and supervisor together agree on goals. The third factor, social integration, requires supervisors to have frequent contact with telecommuters to make sure they feel they are in the loop. The VIA Corporation issues a written guide on telecommuting, urging supervisors to establish a virtual water cooler for work team through an intranet or shared email folder. This approach has a practical payoff. When on-site workers can communicate directly to those off-site, they contribute more to one another's project. The fourth element is managing the work-life boundary. Is especially important because childcare is a huge driver of telecommuting. Supervisors are advised to meet the issues head-on, providing their telecommuting employees with the information and options regarding different approaches and schedules. And IPM handbook advises telecommuters to teach their children that parents is at work when sitting in the office, and to create a separate phone line and a separate room. Finally, that it is important to maintain work group culture. When employees have limited face-to-face contact, the researchers found they less likely to help their co-workers, especially in last-minute or emergency situations. Sending frequent department progress reports can be a good way to get employees to think beyond their own projects. To wrap things up, implementing an efficient telecommuting policy needs supervisors to understand how their actions will affect both in-office and remote employees. The most successful managers take a similar approach to monitor the workflows of both parties and create a feeling of equality between them. Supervisors are urged to stay in frequent contact with their telecommuting employees to make them feel they are in the loop and part of the office culture, even though they are working at home. Thank you.